Welcome, welcome. Peak Performance Secret starts right now. My name is Kamoya Benjamin. There is more for you and for me and for everyone. Let's go for more. Whatever more represents for you, more impact, more income, more clarity, more awareness, more decisiveness, more assertiveness, more cohesion, whatever more represents. I identify as a peak performance coach, and what that means is that I come alongside individuals and teams to help them thrive in order to create more impact, more income, whatever more represents. Today we are talking about potential in our session for Peak Performance Secrets Lunch and Learn. And the peak performance conversation definitely has potential right at the core of it. It's the series that I've been talking about. And I want to explore together with you the process and the price of unlocking your potential. You probably have heard it when people say, unlock your potential, unlock your potential, unlock your potential. Who locked this potential? Where is it locked? And what is the process for unlocking it? And I want us to explore it from that aspect of price and process. You'll be surprised how simple this actually is. Let's dive in. And to the first question, is potential locked? What do you think? I believe that the nature of potential, the nature of what we call potential is latent. All right. In other words, it's lying. It's like a piece of wood on the floor. It's this untapped energy. It is sitting. Let's use that word. It is sitting. And so the idea that we bring when we say that potential is locked, what we are actually implying is that we have not deployed ourselves in a way to take advantage, to extract, to utilize the potential, the capacity, the promise, the possibility that is in anything that we're discussing about. When we speak about this potential to sell certain products in a marketplace, it means that we have not exploited that possibility. We only visualize that there's a promise, there's a possibility, there's hope that this product could thrive in a particular market. But we haven't explored it. And so the potential is sitting. So when we're talking about the potential being locked, really, we're not saying there's a padlock and we need to find this special key to unlock it. And no, that's not what we mean. We simply mean that potential is hidden. It's untapped, unrealized, unexploited. And that's what I really want us to talk about in the conversation. So how do you unlock that potential? And specifically for you who is a student of peak performance, how do you unlock it? What exactly do you do? I do not have at my command to spend an hour here, but I want to share with you the most exciting discovery that I used in my own journey, and I continue to use it in order for me to unlock my potential. I always talk about this, and so you probably have heard it. If it's your first time, welcome, welcome. Today, you are at a place that we call here today. Today, a certain reality, a certain outcome in terms of your health, your finances, your family, your faith, your fulfilling work. I look at those 5 domains of life: fitness, family, fulfilling work, finances, and faith. All right? There's a certain reality, conditions, and circumstances. And there's a certain potential that you are utilizing, capacity, abilities. You're utilizing your capacity and potential to a certain extent. Let's call it 4 out of 10. You're utilizing 4 out of 10 of your capacity. We're just putting a number here for purposes of computing, but potential in itself is unlimited. If you missed the session where I shared and talked about, when you look at where we draw our potential from, we define it as being unlimited. We're drawing from a God who is unlimited in his capacities. He is the creator of our potential to do whatever it is and to do through us whatever it is that he desires. And so We're drawing from an unlimited God, unlimited resources to be, do, have, whatever it is that is possible for us and through us. But for the purposes of our teaching, I'm just going to put a number and say currently you're utilizing 4 out of 10. So for you to utilize maybe 6 or 7 out of 10 of your capacity, of your potential, you need to create a demand on the sitting potential to become utilized. You need to create a need. And how do you create a need for your potential? I always talk about this, that you need to define a place called there, where you will be tomorrow. And tomorrow is not just like the day tomorrow, but it's a desired destination. Okay? So I share this, that there is a potential to have a more vibrant relationship with God in your faith. There's potential. There's a deeper relationship with God. There is a greater fitness where you can go, for 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, 40 kilometers. There are people who run these kind of, races. They're not necessarily athletes or sportsmen. They're just, regular James and John and Julie, like myself and you. And they go for 42-kilometer runs and they push their bodies to certain limits. There's more weights that you can lift. Think about your fitness. Now let's talk about, when it comes to family, there is a more vibrant relationship to have with your family. What does that look like? There's a more vibrant, work, fulfilling work. Fulfilling work. And also there is a certain number that you can earn. You can double, you can triple, you can quadruple, you can 10x your finances. And so you need to see what is the desired destination as far as these 5 domains of life are concerned. And that is the process of asking a very fundamental question that most people don't ask, which is, what do I want? Most people ask, what don't I want? I don't want to be poor. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to. Okay. Sometimes that's the starting point. But my encouragement is always, what do you want? Because the energy of what do I want is love. It's passion. It's tapping into your potential. The language of what I don't want is running away from something. That's fear. That's a bad energy to lead and create from. Don't be chasing. Don't be chased, rather. Don't be chased by things that you don't want. Step into what you know is possible for you and through you. So we're talking about unlocking your potential. And we say the way to unlock your potential is by creating a demand for it. And when you create a demand for it, now you need to move from your current income to another income, to a certain level of vibrancy in your relationship, to a different level. And that is the process. That is the process of unlocking your potential. Answer this one question. What do I want? Over the next 90 days, what do you want to see? In your finances, in your fitness, in your family, in your fulfilling work, what do you want to see? What do you want? If you don't know how to answer that question, I developed a whole course. It's called the Blueprints for Holistic Peak Performance. And Blueprints for Holistic Peak Performance is a course that I designed to help you understand exactly how to define and to design a life where you're thriving in the 5 domains areas of your life over the next 90 days. 90 days. Begin to thrive at home. All right. In your faith, in your fitness, family, fulfilling work, and finances. 90 days. It's a process. It's a process that I walk you through step by step over about 2.5 hours to really kind of come up with, how do I create what I want? How do I create what I want? There's a link in the description below and you can tap into that. Answer the question, what do I want? That is the process for unlocking your potential. Now, if you come to a place like athletics, okay, athletics, there is a process that athletes use to continue to tap into their potential. And in the image that I have on the screen, if you look at this athlete, they start by placing this bar at a certain level. And if you jump over it, they raise it. If you jump over that, they raise it. So they continue to raise the bar. And as they raise the bar, they create a demand on the athlete. You know, they have got these stopwatches where you're supposed to run a certain distance within a certain specified time. And that calls you to step out further. I've done this in my own life in my peak performance journey in fitness. My fitness trainer asks me, I want you to do 5 repetitions or 3 repetitions of that particular set. I want you to lift this weight. Where it really gets to me is in my swimming. Because he said, I want you to go to the other side and I have a timer and I want you to do it in under 16 seconds. I've got to swim in a way that I've never swum. I'm tapping into my potential. The process is by creating a demand. And creating a demand is defining an outcome that is currently not possible. We've seen it in athletics where peak performance is a big idea. And you also can use that process by constantly creating a demand. I shared this, that we are spirit and we've been gifted with an intellect. And what does spirit do within us? Spirit is always seeking fuller expression and expansion of our capacities. It has the blueprints of our potential. It has the blueprints of what we are capable of. And there's something within you that always is seeking more. It is not greed. It is not discontentment. It's that part of you that is made in the image of God that wants you to move from one level of glory and abundance to another. This is the process. This is the process. And this process, you know, in this moment, there is a demand on your capacity. There's a demand on your capacity. Now, let's go to the price. The price of this potential. The price of this potential is what I would probably define as the creative tension. What is the creative tension? Very simply, it's this word. Creative tension is stretch. This is the price of growth. This is the price of growth. To jump higher than you've ever jumped stretches your muscles. To speak as long as you've never spoken stretches not just your vocal cords, but also your mental faculties and your legs, because you've been standing longer than you stand. To swim longer than you've ever swum, it puts a stretch on your lungs to hold the air. To dive deeper than you've never dived means that you've got to hold air longer than you've ever, held it, and it's going to stretch your lungs. Creative tension is the price of growth. And this is the one thing that I taught in the Law of the Rubber Man, a couple of sessions back. The price of growth is that you should never lose the generative tension between where you are and where you want to go. That's the price of growth. That's the price of growth. Making the decisions, building the belief, taking the action to do what you've never done so that you can have what you've never got. And that is evidenced when you grow, when you reach spaces you've never reached, when you have what you've never had. And that's when you can say, wow, they're tapping into their potential. They are unlocking their potential. I remember on the August 4th, 2023, which is when I made a commitment that I was going to do a high quality teaching of my best content every weekday from 1 p.m. to about 1:15, 1:20, 1:30 p.m. And I'd teach it every single day. I'd not done something like that. I used to teach on Saturdays only. So I'd do one Saturday teaching and then I'd wait for a week and do another teaching. This one I said every weekday from 1 p.m. East African time, I'll go live and I'll teach. Whether there's one person or there's none. Whether there's 2,000, I'll teach. This stretched me. Notice the process was that I created a goal and an outcome. I created a desired outcome. It has a why behind it. Great. And then I started to step into it. And that stretched me in many ways. Developing the topic, developing the program, rehearsing it, thinking about it again, and then developing the imagery. All these sessions that I have taught here, I can show you. Look at all these sessions. I have taught all these different sessions. This is 324 slides later, page 324. And tomorrow, I'm going to teach it again. And next week, and I'll continue to teach it. Generative tension is the tension, what I call it creative, is between where you are here today and where you could be tomorrow. It's here and there. And this is a tension that you don't want to lose. Let me get another color. This is a tension right here. If you think about a rubber band tension seeks to be resolved. So you either, step forward into growth, and that's what happens when you have a rubber band and it stretches. You either step forward into growth or you step back into fear. You snap back. You either step forward into growth or you snap back. And that's the price. The law of sacrifice. You're going to pay a price. Whatever the price is going to be, it's going to be demanded of you. You need to do this. In order for you to do this, to have this, you need to do this. In order for you to do this, you need to be this. And so this is where I bring in and ask you the question. And for those of you who've been watching this teaching for a while, we've always had this conversation about, who do you need to become? And that's really primarily in your beliefs, in order for you to do, which is your behavior, what you've never done, so that you can have whatever it is that you desire. It's the be, do, have triangle. Be, do, have kind of process. Who do you need to become in order to do what is required so that you can have what you desire? I believe, in very few words, this is actually the process and the price of unlocking your potential. I'd love for you to type in the comments, what is the one idea that you've taken out today? What has resonated with you? I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me on benjamin@kamoya.com and let me know how this journey is impacting you and how I can serve you. Hey, for those of you who are like, you know what, I want to grow, I want to develop, I want to expand my capacity, I want to reach more than I've ever reached before, I want to reach my potential. Hey, let me show you a screenshot. Let me show you a way in which that I can begin to work with you one-on-one or one-to-many. Scan this QR code and you'll have an opportunity to join my peak performance mentorship, where I teach you how to thrive and to have clarity, coordinated steps, confidence, conscious awareness, and the competencies to create more, whatever more represents for you, either in a private coaching or in a one-to-many mentorship program. Scan this QR code. All the details will be there. Thank you again for tuning into Peak Performance Secrets. Until tomorrow, be well and bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in.